Encounters may seem familiar at first. They still take place in walled-off arenas and demand every enemy be defeated before progressing on. But there are tangible differences to be found as well. Each swing of the sword comes with a heavier weight to it, emphasizing the damage every plunge into a foe's flesh causes. Dodging and parrying remain key components, just as reading the rhythm of your opponent's attacks stays vital to your survival. These tells are something you'll need to keep an extra keen eye on too, as the parry window for Senua to meet steel with steel appears far less forgiving this time around. The improvements to combat were best displayed in an intense battle that occurred right at the end of the playable sequence. A procession of around a dozen enemies faced off against me with no respite allowed. This battle demonstrated the increased variety of enemy types, with new foes emerging from the shadows to replace their fallen allies. They delivered both quick ranged attacks and heavy close-up blows that put my admittedly rusty skills to the test. All of this occurred while all hell seemingly broke loose around me, as innocent victims meant swift and vicious demises, while fire, flames and all manner of horror filled each corner of the screen. It was thoroughly exciting and felt like an improvement over the original's rigid by comparison combat. It's not reinventing the wheel here, but turns things up a few notches, adding a desperate edge to each encounter. Combat director Benoit Macon cites Game of Thrones' Battle of the Bastards as an inspiration, in which an outnumbered Jon Snow takes on enemies one by one amid a frantic battle. The variety of swings, blocks and parries executed within the minute-long scene were the key takeaways, and resulted in Ninja Theory making every fight a one-on-one duel. Action can happen around Senua, but there's never more than one enemy attacking her at any time. Instead of increasing the scale of fights, there is a far greater increase in the number of different combat animations. I saw many varied brutal sword swings and flesh-slicing finishes over just a handful of encounters, each performed with believable weight and purpose. This combat approach, along with the environment, story and visual design, immerses the player further into Senua's struggle. Unsurprisingly for a studio this focus on the